Doesn't it seem like Chelsea's sort of being pimped out?
That's a nappy-headed hose there.
A hoe is a hoe, right?
For Nancy Pelosi, you get one shot at a facelift. If it doesn't work the first time, let it go.
Men are allowing women to take over the world.
And now we have the Wicked Witch of the West, Nancy Pelosi.
The reason she's a U.S. Senator, the reason she's a candidate for president, is her husband messed around.
Media is a fundamental element of our democracy, serving as a lens through which we understand the world. But that lens is distorted, showing only half of what we need to see. For too long, women, and particularly women of color, have been excluded and underrepresented in our media. That's why the Women's Media Center was created in 2005 by Jane Fonda.
Right now it's really hard to find stories that speak about women, that show women multidimensionally.
Robin Morgan.
There was a total, in some quarters, erasure, and in other quarters, at best, a tokenism of all women. It's as if one was trying to perceive the world in 3 dimensions while wearing an eye patch.
And Gloria Steinem.
I'm a co-founder of the Women's Media Center, but I'm also someone who needs the Women's Media Center. Now, for the first time in my life with the Women's Media Center, I can say, here's this idea, and have confidence that a professional organization is going to take it over and maximize it.
The Women's Media Center's website is where women's take on the world can be found. We publish original reporting and commentaries by and about women. Every day we scan hundreds of media sources and make the best ones available through our daily news brief. We also facilitate vigorous and provocative conversations that you can join on our own blog, Majority Post.
I'm very particularly proud of the website, many stories of which have been picked up and have made their way into mainstream media, and that makes me very proud, as well as the stories of special import to women in media that we list in our news brief.
We provide media training workshops teaching women how to create and deliver powerful messages through the media. Our Progressive Women's Voices program is a selective and intensive training program. We're working to change the media conversation by equipping and promoting the next generation of thought leaders.
The Women's Media Center has trained me in a way that makes me feel very empowered, totally authentic.
Every time I come, I've learned something that I can try to implement during the course of my day. When it comes to being a spokesperson.
It's extraordinary. It's an environment like I've never experienced.
I applied for the Women's Media Center program because I had never had any exposure to anything like it before, and it's a rare opportunity.
We prepare women to write op-eds and secure placement for them in the major national newspapers and many online venues. We provide preparation and booking for women appearing on all major broadcast and cable outlets.
Last week, for instance, I got a media call through the Women's Media Center. I was interviewed, and it was just an amazing opportunity that I wouldn't have had if it weren't for this program.
We work with more than 90 partners in the women's and progressive movements, helping them to define and effectively deliver their messages on behalf of more than 15 million women. Through our strong media connections, we've secured coverage for women in top media outlets, from the National Broadcast and Cable News to the New York Times and Washington Post. Because we work directly with top media executives, we are able to provide our partners with access to top-level decision makers throughout both mainstream and new media. And when the media calls, we help women to respond, providing research and messaging support as well as crisis communications. When the media excludes or degrades women and girls, the Women's Media Center is there to hold those outlets accountable. The missing perspectives of women and girls in the media is a crisis of representation. A truly participatory media brings us closer to a true democracy. This is an urgent and necessary mission that the Women's Media Center is committed to fulfilling, but we can't do it alone.
Every time you hear yourself saying, this isn't what I want to see on the media, or why are they perpetuating that stereotype, every time you say that, write a check. And that will really make a difference.
There is a shift away from the patriarchal paradigm to a rising consciousness that is led by women, centered in women, and it needs a media face.
The mission is pretty simple and humble, just to change the world, just to save the world.